friends like these? Who needs enemies? Let's get into it. Listen, I ride with the Grand Dame because she was the Grand Dame. That's what I'm calling her from now, Grand Dame. I ride with the Grand Dame because she was just like, listen, we can have this conversation, but not here. This is a charity event. These ladies are so tacky. How you gonna show up someplace that's like for charity, giving to a disadvantaged community to pop off about something that is so minute and so petty? Robin, grow up and get over it. Robin is positive. Sharissa, you okay, sis? Is your wig too tight? Let's talk. Oh my goodness, Robin, your event. So the Grand Dame did not go to it. First of all, you doing anything women's empowerment is hilarious because you don't empower women. You beat them up. I don't know why Charisse ran out of this event to try to talk to Robin in front of the Green-Eyed Devil. What is her name? They call her, is it the Green-Eyed Demon? Whatever. I don't know why she tried to talk to Robin in front of Giselle, who is just completely negative. It was going to try to turn the situation into something that it really isn't. Because I felt like Robin was trying to listen to Charisse because they do have a really long friendship. But doing it in front of Giselle is just pointless. She was constantly fanning the flames and trying to make an issue. And I'm telling you, it's sad, but when these two fall out, when Robin and Giselle fall out, that is going to be a season because I feel like they are both petty enough where they're going to be telling everybody's business, telling the secrets and things about each other, telling the, people what they have said about the other person. Like, that is going to be a messy and juicy season. It's probably going to be season 4 because I can't see this relationship going the distance. It's built on too much negativity. Candace, I really need for you to stop filming your financial situation with your Alabaster King. Stop putting it on national TV because this scene where he is asking her to ask her father for more money for their wedding, I was just like, how do you even get, vaginally excited for him when he don't even have no money to take care of you? Like, it's not attractive. Like, he's sitting here on TV asking you, can't you call your dad for more money? What are you doing? Like, your mom, like her mom is taking care of the both of them. He's saying, can you ask your dad? It's just like he don't have nobody to ask. He's not bringing in the amount of money to like make you happy. So it's, I don't know. I just wish she would stop filming her financial situation with this man. Like, she has told us all of his tea. We already know that he got the Smollett children, that whole clan that he has abandoned, that he's not taking care of. And I'm just like, girl, do you not realize that when you marry into him, you're going to have to be paying that child support because obviously he ain't got it since he ain't seen that kid in 15 years and them other two he rarely sees. Like, this is just weird and odd to me that he was a catch. The fact that, no shade, that he was a catch to somebody like you who has this crazy resume, this crazy pedigree, and this dude was a catch. Something up with Candace. That's what I think. I'm like, what's wrong with you that this was your top pick? And even then, you realize that you're settling. Something in the water ain't clean. I hope that Ashley listens to her uncle because he's right. Mr. Burns does not want to have any kids. You are a trophy wife. He wants you to stay young and tight, and that's it. And you know what? Let's talk about how Giselle keeps on coming for Kendall's looks. She keeps on saying she's not pressed and she doesn't care, but the fact that she keeps on, every time she speaks about Kendall, she's taking a shot at her looks. That makes me think that you are pressed. Are you pressed that you can't keep her ex-husband, the dude that she actually married and had kids with, he don't even want to date you no more? Is that what you're pressed about? Are you valuing yourself next to her? So that's why you have to keep on coming at her looks, because I feel like Giselle is the type of woman that has relied on her looks and it has not been able to keep a man for her. So her only value is in her looks, and when those looks are no longer working, she goes to tearing down the woman that either had the man that she wanted or currently has him. Like, sis, you starting to look real suspect. Stop coming for other women's looks because it does not look well on you when somebody is supposed to be so gorgeous. Why are you coming at another woman's look? Why do you have time to even tear another woman down if you the queen bee? Again, something in the water ain't clean. Okay, so I'm not saying that what Charisse is saying about Monique isn't true. I'm just saying I haven't seen it. Monique don't look like a social climber to me. She looks like the kind of girl that just wants to be in, like just wants to be a part, and who has what, those upper crust in crowds are looking for. She has it. So she's just trying to find a door, but I don't really see her like using Charisse or her friends. I really feel like she has a real friendship with Charisse, so I don't know. I don't see it. Maybe Charisse is seeing stuff that I'm not seeing on camera, but I don't see what she's talking about. I'm Team Monique on this one. I wouldn't say hi to Giselle or Robin at any event that I want to look good at. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm somewhere and I want to keep a certain image, I would never approach those ladies because they're fire starters. You just don't know what they're going to do. Case in point, they're not trying, her and Karen are not trying to get into anything with the other women, so they keep their distance. Here comes Robin running over, trying to start something. Then they walk out and she sits there and she screams, liar. I'm like, you look ridiculous. And I'm just like, you can tell that you don't have anything going on at this event, because why would you make this whole scene? Like, they're walking away from her because she's looking crazy. And I'm just like, here go women's empowerment Robin bullying two chicks at a black business caucus. Like, what are you doing, girl? You look ridiculous. Okay, so I don't agree with what Candace did to, is his name Michael? Alabaster King. I don't agree with that. I don't agree when he does something that you don't want him to do, like hold your purse or something, that you yell at him, you take off your engagement ring, you tell him that he's nothing like his piece of crap father. Like, that was, she went full speed ahead, and that is the reason why I think that he's a catch to Candace. Because I don't think that what Candace is allotted in her social circle wants her. Because of this. Like, what dude is going to take that? Like, he's even putting her ring on because she, like, snatched the ring off and the engagement is over. After one little petty disagreement, it didn't even have to get to that point. She didn't even have to snap at him because he didn't want to hold her purse. Like, it's, I don't know. And I think it's because she thinks that she's doing him a favor. And they're not equally yoked in that aspect. And this is why, and his name is Chris. Yeah. Chris needs to stop accepting money from her family. He needs to move out of that condo until they get married or whatever, or townhouse, stand on his own 2 feet, show that he can provide for the both of them the life that she wants, because she's always going to feel like she has the upper hand in the relationship because he accepts money from her mother. He's begging her dad, her to ask her dad for more money for the wedding. He doesn't take care of his kids, her words, not mine, because the mothers are making it difficult. Please. It's just, she knows, or in her mind, she's doing him a favor. So she's going to continue to treat him like that. And although I can't really ride with Chris because I feel like it's that something with him and his kids, it doesn't sit right with me. But I don't think that any person deserves to be treated like that by their partner. And I think because he just doesn't have it, if he stays in this relationship, this is going to be his role. Like, you're going to continue to get dumped on by this woman. And I think he's probably okay with it at this point because he doesn't really have anything financially to bring in. And I think maybe when he gets on his own 2 feet, so maybe he just buying time. Maybe he pulling the Ashley and just buying time. So when he gets on his own 2 feet, he can be like, peace, bro. I don't need this. Like, I can go, I got the money, I can live the life I want to now. So maybe he's just buying time until he can get financially stable to where he doesn't need Candace or her family anymore. Maybe that's what's going on. I don't know what it is, but I would never, ever want to be in a situation like that where you have a partner who knows that they're doing you a favor, giving you a leg up, so they will mistreat you all the time, consistently. This is your life because you don't have it. Absolutely not. That ain't love. That ain't love. You are a kept man. You are a kept Caucasian man in America. Ciao. What? That's where this episode ends. But stay tuned because I'm about to do the following episode right now. Candace and Karen's wig in the same scene. I don't think I can handle this. I don't think the freaking production... crew can handle all of these wigs. Like, every time they're together, they're on a wide shot because their wigs are so massive. Candace, you are too young to have a wig game like this. Too damn young. Sis. I don't know. Is this animal cruelty with these fish eating dead skin off of these ladies' feet? I don't know. I feel like it's cruelty in some kind of manner. I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section below. Don't go down the aisle if you think you're going to have to hurt each other to reach each other. Come on, Karen, Miss Grand Dame, with this wisdom to the youngins. That was the best advice she could ever give Candace. Because obviously they see that these two are like in a toxic relationship. Because if you're constantly fighting before you even get down the aisle, That's a clear sign. There's always couples who are just like, we were fighting before, but you know, we just wanted to get down that aisle, and then not even 6 months later they're divorced. Issues that you're dealing with before you even make it to the altar, if you can't fix them and you just continue to walk with them and take them into the marriage, it's not going to get better. And right now, Candace has a husband she does not respect. You cannot have a relationship if you do not respect your partner. She don't respect him. She may love his Caucasian brown penis. That's it. She does not respect this dude. And I think he loves her and he cares for her because she cares for him. She's taking care of him. It seems like Candace has looked out for this dude financially, and I feel like he's very appreciative, and I think he's also, he feels indebted to her in some way. And it's just, I don't know. I'm telling you, I feel like Candace and Chris are like the opposite version of Ashley and Michael. I really feel like it's the same situation. It's just the sex of the partner has changed. Because when I look at Ashley and Michael and I look at Candace and Chris, and I'm seeing two people where I'm just like, get out of this situation, or at least stay into it until you can secure the bag for yourself and then get out, because it just looks miserable. And then here we have Candace again, like this is how she feels about Chris. All we know about Chris is that he doesn't have money. Her mother takes care of the both of them. He has a lot of kids. One he hasn't seen since the kid was born, and he lives down the street. Then two other ones that live in Atlanta or somewhere that he doesn't really see. And she keeps on bringing this up, and he has like this big brown penis. That is all we know about him. So he's serving her sexually, and that's about it. So like after the sex resolves, she realizes that I'm about to marry this guy that doesn't have any money and has all these kids. Her words, he has all these kids. So did she realize, she's like, I'm looking at myself and I'm thinking I have all these things, and then I'm marrying a guy who has all this bag, she has all these kids, and you don't marry him, girl. Don't marry him. I don't see how they can still be a couple even after watching this episode, because it's just like, you don't respect him. You don't respect him. I feel like he is just really, the sex must be very, very good. So she just gets clouded by that. And then when that wears off, she's just like, I don't want to be paying your child support. I don't want to be a stepmom to, like, I don't know, 4 children. I think I call his kids the Smallettes, because he got a whole like multiracial clan somewhere down there in the South, and nobody really knows how many. Nobody really knows the relationship, which is why I keep on giving him a side eye, because I don't know, it's something up with that we're not really going to find out till she falls out with one of the ladies and they start sharing that tea. But when it does come out, I feel like we're not going to like him for that situation alone. Anyway, we don't have the tea on that, so I'm going to smooth past it. But she just doesn't, she's marrying a dude that she feels is beneath her. That's what it is. And she feels like she's doing him all of these favors. And I'm like, Chris, you may need the money. You may need this opportunity. I wouldn't do it. It just does not seem like a situation for what we've seen on the show. It may look different out when the cameras are off, but I don't know. It just, their relationship seems very sad. Chris is the white Ashley. Sad. So Monique is out to dinner with her husband. I love this couple. I think they have a really, I think the relationship is strong. I think this relationship could survive reality TV. It may not, but I think this one could. The only thing that her husband has ever said that has bothered me was, even at this dinner, he's mentioned it a few times, but especially at this dinner, he said, well, I want to give you this whole birthday thing, and I will watch the kids for you while you just go and take a break. And I hate when men say that. I hate when men say that I got to watch my kids, I got to babysit my kids. It's just like, these are your children. You're not babysitting them. You're spending time with the children you created. It should not be on the mother to take care of the kids 24/7. When she had help creating them, she should have help taking care of them, and not just financially. And even saying that, I still up to now do not know what Monique is doing to make her so exhausted. This Not for Lazy Mom thing, I hate that name, and I just still, up to this point, I don't get what she's doing to make her so exhausted. If you're so tired, get off the show. But you don't want to. Anyway, her husband starts talking to her about this obligatory contractual girls trip that they have to do every season. But I guess they're going to put this storyline on Monique and have it be her birthday trip that he's throwing her. When we all know at this point that this is in your contract. You gotta go on these trips. If you don't go on these trips, you become a Kenya. So the women all talking about they don't want to go, and I don't know, she's gonna have to convince me, I don't think I'm gonna go, she doesn't like me. That's all BS to just fill time in this episode, because we all know that it's in your contract that you have to go on these trips. And if you start telling production, which you won't do, you'll end up like Kenya Moore, who has a great storyline this season, but we will not see it on the Real Housewives of Atlanta because she did not play ball last season. Wake up. So then we get to sit down with Karen and Giselle. And Giselle, once again, I feel like she says it every episode, she doesn't know why Karen is upset with her. Sis, like, Giselle, you are terrible to Karen. That's why she's mad at you. You keep on talking about how you have this, decades worth of friendship, but you treat her like garbage. She should be upset with you. And then we get the read of the episode from Karen, who tells Giselle, you show up to my event in your Liberace jacket, which should only be worn once a year, but you worn it twice now. I was like, why are you coming in her jacket and how many times she wears it? Let me tell you something. If I have a cute garment, I'm going to Tiffany Haddish the hell out of that piece. If I love it, I'm going to wear it everywhere, every time, and I don't care what nobody has to say. But that Liberace jacket, yeah, Giselle, you could have returned that. And it wasn't like such a statement where, I don't know, it looked awful. But it may have looked better in person, but what they showed on camera, no. And although I agree with Karen being mad at Giselle because I do not think she has been a good friend to her, to try to read her for dating somebody's ex-husband. An ex-husband is dateable. He's an ex. He's on the market. Like, her and Kendall weren't good friends like that, even though Giselle keeps on trying to make it like, they were, no, not Giselle. Somebody was trying to make it seem like they were like really good friends. I didn't believe that. I didn't believe any of it. I mean, they've seen each other. Like, no, like it wasn't that big of a deal. She can date Sherman. He is on the market. He's an ex. He's dateable. So you can't try to throw anything at how are you dating somebody's ex-husband? That's all that's available. Ex-husbands and ex-boyfriends. Like, men have all dated somebody before you. They probably married somebody before you. It's okay, Karen. So I don't know. I think she was just upset and she was trying to use anything to come at Giselle. But that read didn't sit well with me. No, I wasn't upset about it, but I was just like, you can't try to throw that at somebody because it just doesn't make sense. And this mime, I tried to avoid talking about him because he was so annoying this whole episode. But why didn't he just hop to it? Like, he took forever to tell Karen and Giselle what he was there for. They were weirded out by him and they just got up and left. I would have did the same thing because he was so annoying. Like, he actually ended up telling them off camera, which was stupid. I'm like, why are you taking so long? You're doing all these bits. Like, just tell these women what you're here for so you can at least get your camera time. You got your camera time cut because you were taking too long to get to the bits. Chris is 40. Oh, Candace. Sis, he cracking. So Candace and Chris sit down once again and talk about this whole prenup thing, and they start to get in like this mini argument or whatever. And the only reason why I'm talking about this is because Chris says this to her. I don't care. You can move on with your white man with hair. Huh? The fact that he specifically said white man lets me know that Candace has the type. Told you. Oh my gosh, so we leave that scene to get to this whole Charisse and Monique thing. Charisse, Monique is not using you. She is your only real friend on this show at this point. And I feel like after this, I don't know where they're going to be because I would feel some way that not only if I'm building a friendship with you, a real friendship where we hang out outside of the show, you would try to address me on camera and you're a freaking friend of the show. How dare you disrespect my scene time? I'm sitting down with you. That's the only reason why you have screen time. You're a friend of the show. You don't get a scene for yourself. So I'm helping you out and you're coming here trying to confront me. Like when Monique started crying, I felt really bad because I do believe that she is a real friend to Charisse, and for Charisse to do that to her was so unnecessary. I feel like Robin and Giselle have gotten into her head and now she's thinking these negative things about somebody who was really riding for her. I have not seen Monique do anything against Charisse. If anything, she is the only reason why we're seeing Charisse on this show because she's filming with her. So Charisse, you need to step back and really look at the situation because at this point, you look like you're trying to social climb Monique because she is actually a cast member on the show. You are a friend. And if I'm at an event and one of your rich friends show up and start talking about how rich they are and you're puffing them up and they got this and they got that, you damn sure right that I'm going to invite them to my charity event so they could drop some of that money to help my charity. Who are you? Like, who are you? You're just, Charisse just has like the monopoly on all the rich friends in Potomac. Like, girl, sit down. So Ashley sets up this open mic night so that she can impress Mr. Burns with her song. Says you're just trying to buy time. Please stop telling us how much you are in love with him and how sexy he is. We don't buy it. We do not believe this, okay? So anyway, she sets up this event. All the ladies come. Robin is still talking about this event. I'm like, girl, she didn't show up. Let it go. Let it go. And why is like Giselle speaking for Robin? Robin, you look like such a flunky. It's just like Giselle is like the mob boss, and then Robin is just like her gun. You know what I mean? Her hired hand. She like takes out all the enemies of Giselle, and she just has no voice, no opinion, no nothing. Whatever Giselle tells her to do, she'll do it. Case in point, Giselle is responding to Monique's invitation for Robin. And then even when Monique asks them if they're going to go, Robin looks at Giselle. Are we going? You look like a whole dummy. A whole dummy. You got kids, an ex-husband, whatever it is. You are a grown woman and you're looking to another woman for permission to go on the trip. You look like a fool and you did this to yourself. I don't see Giselle trying to make you do anything. Robin just always volunteers her stupidity up to be played by Giselle. Like, I don't think that she's forcing her or manipulating her into doing anything. Robin just always just abides by Giselle's leadership. It's beyond ridiculous and it looks embarrassing on TV, sis. I hope you come back next season. I hope you're watching this season and you come back next season with your own mind, because you just look ridiculous this season. Before I close out with all this trip drama, because I have something to say about that with how the ladies are like, I'm not going or whatever. Bull crap. Before we even close out with that, let's talk about this song. First of all, Candace. Ashley is not going to pay her bills singing, but I think this is sweet what she did. How did you just read Ashley like that and she brought you onto the show? Because if you watch any of their Twitters, you can see that Candace does not like Ashley. I don't know what happened in the remainder of the season, but something happened because Candace always comes for her and Giselle. So something happened because she is not loyal to her. She's loyal to Monique and Charisse and Karen. The other ladies, she is just reading them for filth. So I don't know what happened, but we're going to find out in the rest of the season, because Candace and Ashley ain't good friends no more. In saying that, Candace has a point. Ashley was talking about how her category that she won Miss USA or whatever, or she performed in Miss USA with singing was her thing. That was her category. So I'm thinking this song is going to be beautiful. I mean, it wasn't beautiful enough to get Michael to cry, which was scary. Oh, he just deteriorating. Anyway, I was like, I wasn't expecting it. I'm just saying the way she bigged up her singing, I just wasn't expecting that. And then that song, I'm just like, I want to believe that she's in love with him. I really, really do. But I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced at this point. And I don't think there's anything that she could say or do to convince me, because I'm just like, there's no way. There's no way. And I think he knows that, which is why he always protects himself in some kind of way, which is why he is not trying to give her a child and give her another way to get more money out of him. So I think he knows what the situation is. I think Ashley knows what the situation is. She's trying to play us on this TV show like she loves this dude. And we're like, sis, secure the bag and leave us alone with this fake love story between you and Michael. Now, back to this trip. This is how you know that this is something that they have to do, that this is contracted into their agreement, that they have to go on this trip. Case in point, the way Robin and especially Giselle is talking to Monique. Ain't no way you're coming on my birthday trip and you're telling me the only way I'll come is if I can just hang out with Robin and do my own thing. Ain't no way. Who would let somebody come on their birthday trip and do that? Who would invite somebody they're not cool with and be like, oh, I want to be the bigger person and I want to show everybody that we can get along. Ain't nobody doing that on their birthday trip. You want to go on your trip with your best girls. You want to have a really good time. You want to relax, relate, and release and just have fun with your girls. You don't want to go on no trip with no bros that you don't like. Monique has to do this because this is what's in her contract. The way Robin talked to her, the way Giselle talked to her, I was like, child, you look like a whole dummy. But we all know, if you do know these shows, we all know that you have to do this because you were given this trip as your storyline. So I understand. I was just like, girl, they not even trying to make me believe it. Oh, are we going to go? I guess so. We're going to do our own thing. Not on my birthday trip. But anyway, them broads all agree to go, and that's where the episode ends. Next week is going to probably be juicy because they're going to be they're going to be in France, I think. Yeah, right. They're going to be at Cannes or Cannes. That's where they're going to be. And you know, anytime any of these housewives go outside of the country, they act a damn fool and embarrass all Americans. So it's going to be a good episode, and I will see you guys then. I'm filming a project on Sunday, so my next review will be late, but after that, the rest of the reviews will be on time. So thank you for sticking with me, and if you like what you see here, please like, comment, subscribe, and share, and I will see you sometime next week for the following episode of The Real Housewives of Potomac. Bye, guys.